Reckon that's enough for a cobbler. Probably got to get some more. But that's a start. We'll talk about that later. I got to convince Craft Mama to make me a black barrel cobbler. In today's video, we're going to build a miniature exterior steady crafting workshop. And we got us a couple of scrap pieces of old galvanized roofing metal. That's what they used to look like on the outside. And so that's what some people call 5V metal here. 1, 2, 3, and then over here 4, 5. They match this side. V's in a V, the letter V right there. But my favorite metal, probably the old corrugated, you know, like that rounded. I like that. Look at the outside of that one. That's pretty neat. And I got some scrap weathered wood pieces right there. That's going to be the siding of the shop, all right? We're going to try to do a lap side like that, like that, like that, a bad way, just like that right there. And thankfully, I found my big plastic tub that had my leftover mini material. If y'all remember the mini materials video, that's what that's left over from. And we also got a big old piece of foam car. As far as tools, main thing I'm going to be using is these metal snips right there. And you just about have to use a hobby knife, aka craft knife, aka a X-Acto knife. And I'm going to go ahead and preemptively change my blade because I know this one been worn out. And that's my preferred blade right there for anyone else. I like the angle, and I just give me a bulk pack of them like that. Just about like that, right there. And so when you get these, it look just like fresh lumber from the mill. So we're going to have to weather it a little bit and make them look old. And to be honest, all I really do most of the time when I'm in a hurry like this is to just mix me a little bit of ink with water, or maybe some dark acrylic paint with water to dilute it a little bit. And I just brush it on now. And then just kind of wipe it, brush it, wipe it. Please remember that with wood, absorption is different on the face grain or edge grain versus the end grain right there. That end grain going to really drink up whatever you put into it, especially if it's a dry piece of wood like this. Perhaps use more water, less ink on the end grain. All right. Wood that's been exposed to weather, the exterior going to look a little different than a fresh milled piece of wood. It's got some grooves and things in it, depending on you got summer wood, you know, the later wood. You got different layers to the tree, and the softer is going to come out easier than the harder right next to it. All right. And so you take your fresh piece right there and make it look about like that right there. All right. And should be able to clearly see the differences. That's a fresh piece, and that's a piece that I wire brush. But wire brushing is my favorite way to give some weather texture to a piece of wood. Now, before warned, it's also going to drink up a lot more of your weathering solution because we have broken that mid glaze and expose them fibers so they're ready to just drink it up. I'm making a mess all over it. My goodness. Please subscribe. All right. Music montage. We're going to let that sit a spell and come over here and let's talk about
What's cooking, Craftsman? Cooking.
Hopefully what we got cooking is some dewberry cobbler. Stay tuned for that. But we've been playing with some rubber pellets right there. It's a TPE, aka thermoplastic elastomer. And with these rubber repellents, we've been able to get some really nice flexible parts right there that's tough. Also my favorite color, you know, the little bonus there, but I have a link in the description for where you can get you a little sample pack of this right there. We ordered us some cosplay, so finally I'll be able to see what that's all about. You're supposed to be able to use it about like scuff it, but then be able to flex it about like EVA foam, you know. Y'all who do cosplay, y'all know what I'm talking about already, but I'm curious if it holds potential for animations. Right there. And what else we got cooking? Craftman has been trying to figure out the optimal claymation clay consistency. A lot of ways it comes down to personal preference, and so I'm playing with mixing phemopolymer clay with different other clay like plastilina or plastilina mixing out or using plastilina and mixing it to get a nice consistency that I like. That's a little bit too soft right there, I believe, but I'm going to keep working on it. That's right. And now back to our regular scheduled program. Wow. My original vision for this was just to go really stylized. The scales would be way off and it would be intentionally just maybe comical, cartoonish stylized. But then I started to think, well, let's kind of split the difference and go with a miniature, but not quite realistic. This ain't going to be to the level of abandoned miniature right there. I mean, you know, but come on now. You know, it's just going to be a little simplified style as, you know, it's going to split the difference between realistic and non-realistic. Does that make sense? Now, Craftman is aware there's a tool that will crinkle you out some, roll you out some corrugated metal. It does the pattern very conveniently. But since I don't have anything like that, I said, I wonder what I could do with this handbrake right there. I got that really cheap at Harbor Freight. You know, that's for getting you a good bend in a piece of metal right there. You know, and that can approximate the look. It's not the best, but, you know, I think it can get the idea across. So the whole point of this is to not rule out simple tools. And by the way, that's going to give you some really good hand and forearm workouts right there. Going to help your grip. And that's about as far as I need to go with it. We only need from a certain angle to look right. Front arm, low angle. But honestly, I didn't have enough of my little sounding bars for the sides. Otherwise, I would just do the whole thing just to have it done, you know. This wood actually came off of my real structure out there, so that's pretty neat. Same materials. Thank you for joining me on this right here. To me, the fun part is yet to happen. That's right. Y'all, guess what Craft Mama just brought me? That right there. Let me focus. That right there. Blackberry cobbler and blueberry homemade ice cream. Oh, I'm going to get copyright on it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's just like downtown right there, no? Alright, doggy dog, stop barking, please. Alright, come on. Music montage sequence. Oh, that could have been better. See that? And I got these cinder blocks right there. And I got these cinder blocks right there. Oh. Yes, indeed, Craft Man. Craft Man like you, cobbler. Oh. Then my dehumidifier kicked on right there. I'm sorry. Listen to your little fire. Oh, come on. Music montage. And what else we got cooking? And what else we got? Listen. And what else we got cooking? We want to have a professional intro. That'll crinkle you ass. Oh, gracious. Let's unpack this. I probably need to add some more rust to it so that beer making stuff will like my veteran. Easy to remember also number 24. That's the film frame rate. That's what film should be. You should never try to change it to 48 frame or higher than that. James Cameron and Peter Jackson. I like Peter Jackson, but anyway. Now back to our regular schedule. Now back to the show. And now, excuse me, Mercy, should I be? Let's see. And now back to the show. No. And now back to the show. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some oomph in it. And now back to the show. Oh, mercy. Now we go back to the show. No, that's not right. And that's all for What's Cooking with Craftsman. Craftsman was cooking, Craftsman. And now back to our regular scheduled program.